Hello everyone, my name is Jonathan Dixon. I am a long-term survivor. I have been positive for 39 years. I am board chair of an FQHC in Beaumont, Texas. I'm a member of NMAC, non-organization, the Caucus, Reunion Project, Positive Women's Network, and the list goes on and on. I'll let you go.
I'm Chuck Albrecht. I am been positive for, I believe, 27 years now. I started my advocacy work in 1985. Played with both ACT UP and National AIDS Action Conference, or Council. Worked with HIV for 15 years and went into Alzheimer's. I am currently involved with NAN, with NMAC. I am agreed 2 days ago to be the media spokesperson with HIV for Swing Left, which we're working hard to get Republican seats, the Democrat focusing on those flippable seats. Co-chair of Swing Left Maricopa County. A lot of stuff going on. I keep looking at you because you told us to talk fast. So there's gonna be a lot of slides. We're not gonna talk about everything on the slides. We're gonna hit one, maybe 2 points per slide, and then move on because I've got a little timer here going. Because Gree's been very clear. We gotta go fast. Yes, Beyonce.
Can we get copies of the slides of the presenters as they after? I'll send it
Yes.
down. Okay, thank you.
Meant to say that. I apologize. I'm handing over to my partner.
One
here.
other thing I'd like to say before I get to my slide and question is, I'm somewhat new to advocacy. I've only been doing this since 22. I've learned so much in that short period of time. It said, I was told, God put you where you need to be at that moment in time. And when I first got into advocacy, I was pissed at myself because I hadn't been doing it all along. But I realized that was not for me at that moment in time. This is my moment in time.
Amen.
And with everything coming on, I just got into the sandbox. Y'all want to take that shit away? Hell no. Hell no.
Good for you.
All right, moving on. What is it like to age with HIV? It is beautifully challenging. You, as Mr. Johnson can attest, you wake up some mornings, am I able to get out of bed with this hip pain, this arthritis? You lay in bed about 15 minutes more, like, okay, I could make
That was
a
this
few
morning.
Yes, yes. But I've been positive, like I said, 39 years. So from there to now, just medication-wise, it's amazing. Yes, I get my injectable every other month, good. Prior to that, I started off taking 27 pills a day. The nausea, the sickness, it was just, it was hard on the body and mentally. But, okay, y'all, okay, I get the time, okay. Some good things about aging with HIV is, longer sweat the small stuff. I've become kinder to myself. I don't stress out about things as much. Next slide, please. All of my years of living make me feel smart, and it's safe to flirt. But next, please. 10 bad things about aging. Turkey neck, thinning hair, your knees and joint aches. Now, all of that's part of life as getting older, but at times it's hard to tell the difference between, is this just something from natural aging or this is HIV related? I am your prototype, people, so get ready. What are some of the concerns of older people with HIV? People who were diagnosed in HIV in the US and 60 territories. We're living longer and healthier lives because of effective HIV treatment. At the end of 22, over half the people with diagnosed HIV were age 50 and older. Main point here, by 2030, up to 70% of people living with HIV will be 50 years and older. However, there are common needs that should be addressed. For better coordination of HIV and geriatric care, more mental health support. We need, there are food deserts everywhere. There's such a food instability, and as well as housing. Social support such as peer support and social opportunities are still needed. One more thing, important to your physical and mental health. Isolation and loneliness are a major issue for older people living with HIV. Loneliness can impact both physical and mental health. Here at NAN, we do have a support group for our 50+ members, and I would like to just read one thing from the co-chair. Our NAN support group offers a safe, supportive space for individuals to connect, share experiences, and receive encouragement on their journeys. We meet monthly to discuss challenges, provide resources, and uplift one another.
All right, I'm going to talk about some of the services and resources that are available for people living with HIV, and some other topics. Next slide. Before I go to this one, it's important to remember, back in the day, we old people remember, there were the Denver principles, which laid the groundwork for everything that we have now. They set up guidelines and said, this is how, we have a right to this, and we have these responsibilities. They told providers, these are what responsibilities you have to us. We won't be victims. We will not live lives less than. ACT UP came into the picture, groups like I talked about before with National AIDS Action Council, NBAC, so we could scream on the streets and then go in with our little ties on and meet with legislators and go, yeah, you want to stop this, and here's the way to do it. So we combined, I call it dual advocacy. Next one, you want that slide. Ryan-wide services, remember, these services are great, but planning councils, Part A groups, state organizations all want and require our input. So be involved with your local planning group. Also, our providers who receive Ryan White funding want and need us to be there at the table. So if there are advocates, if there are consumer groups, please participate in those and take the voices you're hearing here, which by the way, y'all have been amazing. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm learning a lot. Let's take that back to our communities. Okay, now what's on my Samson? Substance abuse and mental health. This isn't just specific to HIV, but it's one of those things where we bring our resources together, and it's important that we address substance abuse in our communities. And as, pardon me, we said earlier, mental health and isolation are key issues we need to address, and SAMHSA helps do that. Next slide, HOPLA, housing opportunities for people with AIDS. This goes back again right after Ryan White was implemented. And housing instability and homelessness in our communities are significant, especially as we get older and our resources dwindle. I'm not working anymore. I live on my Social Security. Hopefully it will stick around for a few more months at least. This becomes a real issue. I'm lucky I have a very supportive family. Like I said, my nephew's here today. I'm living in my sister's house. I don't have to worry about rent anymore. So I'm very fortunate. Not everybody's as lucky as me to have the family I've got. Next slide. What have we learned? What will we do? We're going to get into that in a bit here, I believe. The National HIV and HIV and Aging Advocacy Network. I call it NAHAN, but it's NAN. It's a group of people 50 years older who come together to advocate for policies for people aging with HIV. Next slide. We are, like I said, we advocate for policies, issues. We support one another. It's nice to go meet with people who are sharing the same thing you are. It addresses that social isolation issue. Next slide, I think I've covered that one. And AIDS Watch, that's what we're here to do today. There's a lot of experience in this room, a lot of great ideas, a lot of new people, I believe. We need to go and share our stories with our legislators. And we need to do that, and we'll talk about that later today. And what's the best way to present this to our legislators so that they hear our voices and act on those? Hopefully we will get a little bit of street action going on too along with it. But any questions for either one of us? Dr. or myself? Yes, ma'am.
Not so much a question, but just a great presentation. Thank you for that information and seeing, being a person who is aging with HIV, you guys hit it on that spot. So thank you.
Thank you. The service, was he not phenomenal?
Excellent.